Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Today's video, we're going to cover each step of the selling process. The first step of the listing process is getting through all the paperwork. So we're going to walk through the listing agreement and all the details, and then we're going to walk through the disclosure. So the big one is the real property disclosure, which you're required to disclose any material defects that you know of in the house. You'll also fill out a radon disclosure if you're on the third floor or below. So if you're in a single family home, you'll fill out a radon disclosure. If you're in a high rise, not needed. And then the other disclosure is going to be the lead paint disclosure. So if the house or home was built prior to 1978, we'll fill that out. Otherwise, it's not applicable. So once we have all the paperwork filled out, then we're going to put together all the marketing materials for your house. So this is going to include professional photographs, a professional video of the home, and a 3D walkthrough, similar to Google Street View. We're also going to put together print material, so we'll get booklets put together for everyone who comes through a private showing or an open house, as well as mailing materials for the neighborhood. Now, throughout this process, the more information you can give me about your house specifics, upgrades, age of appliances, age of roof, if you're in a high-rise, any of the HOA details like budget and reserves, that's going to help me better sell your house. So the more information you can give me, the better throughout this process. So once we get all the marketing material, we'll be ready to get the house on the market. So the first thing we're going to do is get it on the MLS. But in addition to that, we'll be sending email marketing to over 2,000 buyers in the Chicago area. We'll be doing digital marketing, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and AdWorks. And then we'll also be doing something called reverse prospecting. So in the MLS, I'm able to see all the interested buyers that have flagged your property, and I can reach out to their brokers directly to inquire and get more information. We will also do a blog post on my website. And so all of this, we really don't know where the buyer is going to come from, but we will make sure that we get as much exposure as we can for your property to give us the best chance of finding the right buyer. So once we start marketing the property, we're going to get a ton of showing requests. Now, this is normally the stressful part of the listing process, as you're going to need to keep the home in perfect condition as much as you can. The cleaner it is, the better it shows, the more likely to get a full price offer and for you to net more money. So it's really important that we keep the house in best condition as long as it's on the market. Hopefully that'll only be a few days, but in some cases it could be longer, but the better condition we can keep it, the more money it's going to put in your pocket. As those showing requests roll in, inevitably we're going to find the right buyer for your house. At this point, we'll get an offer. It's really important that we keep the offer communication flowing back as quickly as possible. So if we get an offer and you're available, we'll discuss it as soon as possible and try to get a counter offer so that we can keep the momentum going and get the negotiations wrapped up as quickly as possible. We don't want a buyer to lose interest because we're not responsive. So the more responsive we can be and the better we can work with them, the higher price we should be able to negotiate for you. After we've negotiated the purchase price, the buyer's going to want to inspect the property. This normally takes place within 5 business days after the contract's been signed by both the buyer and the sellers. The inspector is inevitably going to find something wrong with your property. There's a couple options we have. We can either offer a credit, or we can do the repairs ourselves, or we can say we're not going to do the repairs. Normally there's a combination of the three. So depending on what they come back with, we'll regroup, decide what we think makes sense for you, and then we will counter offer. Once we wrap that up, we will collect the remaining earnest money, and the buyer will be committed to purchasing your home. About a day before your home closes, we'll do a final walkthrough. The buyer, their broker, will attend as well as me, and we'll go through the home to make sure nothing drastic has changed since the last time they were in the home. We're looking at this point for big items. If something was damaged when you moved out, we may need to offer a credit. If there was a storm and something flooded, we'll have to, navigate that as it comes up. But normally the final walkthrough goes pretty smoothly, and then we'll be off to closing. So the final walkthrough will take place the day before the closing or the day of the closing. At the closing, you don't need to be there. Your attorney will be there to make sure everything goes smoothly, and all you have to do is wait around and watch the money hit your bank account. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you or someone you know needs help with real estate in the next 12 months, I hope you'll give me a call and give me the opportunity to interview for the job. Thanks again for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.